Yo, comrades. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Hope you're all doing great. No, it's not Christmas yet, but it is the season. So, as I do every year for the last 3 years, I want to say 2 or 3 years, that I've been doing these shitty reviews, that we're going to watch some Christmas videos. And I'm not going to do the crazy thing I did the first year where I watched like a Christmas movie every day and talked about it. Hell no. I am going to as I do movies and anime and stuff on Tuesdays, I am going to do one Hallmark Christmas movie a week on Tuesday. And so there's 5, so 5 Tuesdays, so we'll do 5 Tuesdays. All right, so we're going to start off with a banger. The thing I love, before we get started, the thing I love about these Hallmark movies is they are fucking delightful. Like, I don't know how else to describe this, but these movies, you can just like sit and veg out, and like some people might call them slop, and that's fair, but I disagree, because you know what? Every time I watch one of these movies, I laugh a little and I feel good inside. I feel like, oh, this is nice. Everyone like worked everything out and like everything was sweet, and like, you know, people care about each other and they're looking out for each other, and you know, people make mistakes in the past or they're trying to like figure something out, and they do. And it's just nice. It's just freaking nice. Like, there's like so much crazy nonsense, right? And it's like, I'm never going to call one of these things like high art, or that it like changed my life or made me like reconsider the way I value things or whatever. But it doesn't need to. Sometimes you just want to like chill out, watch some like beautiful people like fall in love, and just like have a Merry Christmas. Right? That's all I'm saying. Like, sometimes it's just nice. You just have like a nice story and it ends nice. There's no complications or weird crap you got to deal with. So we're going to start the month off with a real banger, as I previously said, which is A Royal Montana Christmas. The movie starts off and we get this adorable little scene with this little girl, and she has like a funny accent. And when I say funny, I mean like British ? And she is at some sort of like dude ranch or ranch of some kind, because she's wearing like a cowboy hat, and there's this like little boy with her, and they're talking about like a horse, and the horse's name is Christmas because it was born on like Christmas Day. And then something about how like the girl's going to come back and see him again someday. And then we flip over to the girl, obviously grown up, who's the princess of, I had to write some of this shit down. Normally I would just do this off the cuff, but it was like, what? She's Princess Victoria of Zelarnia. Yep, made up kingdom in this made up world. Fantastic. So there's like all this intense stuff going on. We find out that her father died a few years ago. He's the one who actually took her to the ranch when she was a little girl, and she loved it. It was like one of her, like, she calls it a core memory, and core memories are bullshit. So I'm not going to call it that. I just want to let you know that when I say it was like something it like touched her heart and made her like really evaluate how life functions, I guess. It doesn't seem that way in the way the movies are written, to be completely honest. Not to be too harsh on the writing on this fucking Hallmark Christmas movie. But like it comes up, it's spoken later. Like it's one of those things where it's tell not show, which is fine. You don't always have to show, don't tell. I think that idea that you have to show everything and never have anyone like just explain something is ridiculous. But I feel like it would have been real easy to just have like that be shown in some regard, but it was not. Anyway, so she's all doing princess stuff. She's got a little sister and a mom who are still alive and with us. So the queen is like running stuff, and then Princess Victoria here is supposed to be taking over soon, so the mom's starting to like really dump a lot of responsibilities, and they have this ridiculous like fancy royal Christmas outing. Oh yeah, and then she's got like her primary aide, which is some like handsome gay dude, of course, who's kind of femmy but not super femmy, if you know what I mean. Like, he's not just like a regular guy who's gay, but he's not like oh boys. But he does have like the lisp kind of situation going, like not the full lisp, like the, oh, sweetie. Right. He's great though. Freaking fantastic. Anyway, so she's like all distraught and stressed out about everything that's going on. So she's like, she remembers like she remembers the trip she made with her dad to the ranch. And so she talks to her mom about going back to America and going to a ranch just for like a week or two, just to like before the Christmas stuff, so she can take like a breather and like kind of center herself and stuff. And her mom thinks that's a great idea. But Tony, I think is his name. I didn't write it down. Yeah. So Tony, or we'll just call him Tony. So Tony has to go with her, and he's like, oh my gosh. And she's like, you're from America. You'll help her get around. And he's like, I'm from New York. He's great. I'm not going to lie. I love it. There's like a whole bunch of like, you know, typical like city boy like scenes that are like extra funny because he's kind of gay, and like gay in a fun 90s way, not in like a sad, like repressed, like whatever, persecuted kind of way. Like, oh, sweetie, I'm going to go down to the spa. And then some lady in like Montana's like, we don't got no spas here, son. And he's like, oh my gosh. I love it. This movie's so good. Highly recommended, by the way. This is like a thumbs up, 2 thumbs up. Just like watching this, I would say get with your homies, get drunk, maybe a little high, watch this stuff. You will love the crap out of this movie. It is excellent. So this woman, so it's one of these funny things where it's like Hallmark gets these like women who are like look attractive, but like have clearly had like one too many like plastic surgeries done, and so they are less attractive than they could be if they just hadn't done that, right? And they're supposed to be like in their 20s, is my assumption, but they all look like they're in their like 30s or 40s because they have like plastic surgery face. And then you get these like studs, right, with like rippling abs and like handsome faces, and they have had no plastic surgery, and so they look like much younger than these chicks a lot of the time. Like there was one with like Lindsay Lohan who's like younger than me, I want to say. So she's in like her mid to late 30s. And then she looked like she was way older than me, like in her 50s. And the main love interest, I was like, there's no way this dude would hang out with this like hag, right? He looks like he's 30 or maybe 27. Right? And he's probably the same age, but it's just like this. These women got to cut it with like this plastic surgery stuff, man. It is so gross looking. Like it does not make anyone look better. Period. Like you can do like a little bit of Botox here and like a tiny bit of Botox there, just kind of like tighten things up just a wee little bit, right? Because even old dude actors do that. It looks okay. I still think it looks uncanny. Like I don't like the way it looks at all. But it's like, all right, it's a pass. But then you have these people where it's like they look like their face was stapled backwards. It's like you have like sunken jowls. Like eat something. Like holy shit. Anyway, this Victoria actress, did I write her name down? I did. It doesn't matter. She's all right. She's not that bad. So anyway, so then like hooray, and then they're just like in Montana, right? And immediately Victoria bumps into this gentleman Huntley, who's the main love interest, of course, because she bumps into him first time she's there. Knocks over some like Christmas decorations or whatever. She apologizes. He kind of teases her a little bit, like flirtatiously, and then goes about his day. So then her and Tony head off to the ranch they're going to stay at. And they meet this like awesome, and again, here's another thing about Hallmark movies. So okay, her dad's dead, fair enough. But her dad and her mom, straight, healthy relationship. Everyone loved each other. Everything was doing great. Huntley's parents here. Oh, I spoil. Right? This Huntley guy that she ran into, his parents run this ranch. But his parents, great, loving, love their kid. The only unrealistic thing about this is that they only have one kid. Like a Montana family who owns a ranch is going to have like 5 kids, like at least. Like they're not going to have just like the one son. Like that's kind of absurd. Unless there was some like tragic tale. But it's a Hallmark movie, so there's never tragic tales. This is just about like paying actors or whatever. And it's like, why wouldn't the whole family be here at Christmas? And I respect that, but it's one of those things that it takes me a little bit out of the movie. Not the princess from the mythical kingdom of Zelania or Sultania or whatever the fuck. It's like, why is there only one dude in this like very healthy, very like still young looking like couple, and they have like a nice son and everyone gets along and everyone loves each other? Like, why do they just have one kid? That doesn't make any sense to me. Like the princess having her and the princess, that makes sense because they're like royalty and you don't want to like spread that crap out too far. But like the ranch hands, like come on. Anyway, so there's like another family that's staying at the ranch with them. They got this adorable little girl, obviously, and she's a delight, right? She just kind of is around being delightful and like being like, hey, oh, yay. I'm like a mascot character. It's great. And everyone's like, oh, and it's like, oh, so sweet. So then her and Tony start doing like ranch stuff, and then we bump into Huntley again, and this is why it's not that big of a spoiler. Within like the first like 15 minutes of the movie, it's like, oh, those are my parents, I live here, right? Because at some point he's like, oh, hey, I brought your luggage in here, and she's like, oh, you work here? And he's like, yeah, sort of. And you're like, oh, he either owns the place or he's like the son of the people in the place. Got it. So he's the son, and he's supposed to be taking over, and then they just have like a grand old time, like it goes pretty quick from like, oh, they're like around, and then like, oh, he's going to show her around. And then Tony's like tired of doing all this like ranch work because he didn't sign up for this. He signed up to be like a princess's aide, not to like do manual labor. But here she is. So he's going to like trudge along with it. And he's a good sport about it. He complains like a tiny bit, not annoyingly, just kind of like, oh, sweetie, I just need to lay down for a minute and like bathe in the spa. There's no spa. Is there at least a bath? Yes, there's a bath. Has that hot water? Okay, thank God. Like, Tony. So then we get the normal stuff, like they play games, they like hang out with the little girl a little bit, they go and like walk around town, look at decorations, they like purchase some stuff, they do horse riding, they go out in the woods, they like almost kiss a couple times. At some point, it's like she runs into like Huntley's old it seems like an old flame because she was like the homecoming queen and he was the homecoming king. Like this comes up, and I was like, ooh, drama. But of course, it's a Hallmark Christmas movie, so there's like virtually no drama. So it's like no, she's cool with it. Like, you know, they had their time in the day, and then she kind of reveals that like there used to be like a Christmas dance, and it would like support the local firefighters, volunteer firefighters, but they stopped doing it for some reason. And then we find out later that like they stopped doing it because one year like Huntley was like really really good at baseball. He went and like played college ball or something, and he was supposed to play in the pros, but then he was like not that good, and then he injured himself. Oh no, he injured himself first, and so that really like made him not as good. And so then he came back like in shame, and his parents like canceled the Christmas dance they had every year because they needed to take care of him, and they just never picked it back up. And then it's like she like really wants to start it up again, and then Huntley's like, oh man, I don't know, I gotta think about it. And then, you know, we learn about all this stuff, and she's like, hey, I know you're like hurt and stuff, but something, and he's like, all right, you won me over. And I was like, well, that was quick. So then the rest of the movie is like them getting ready for the dance, like doing decorations, like getting games, and getting like a big tree, and they have a whole conversation about different kinds of trees, and she calls the tree like a beer, or she has like a funny accent, like I said. And then he's like, where, a bear? And I was like, this is hilariously stupid. I love it. I love every second of it. And she's like, no, a bear, like I don't even know what she said, fur, I think is what she's trying to say. Like, it was like so bizarre. And then they kiss, and then they're like, oh, and then he like confesses his love and wants to like be with her, even though, oh no, and then she reveals that she's a princess because it was been like a secret this whole time. And then he like confesses his love for her and says he wants to be with her, and she's like, I don't know, I gotta think about it because I'm like a princess and stuff. And then he's like, all right, take your time. And then they have like a date for like the dance, and it's all magical, and Tony keeps trying to like get her to like hook up with him and stuff, and it's like super adorbs and whatnot. And then they like kiss again, and then her and Tony like sneak out of there first thing in the morning. Oh, because there's a whole thing where it's like she was only going to be gone like a week, but then she had to call her mummy, the queen, and be like, I need to stay for like an extra week because of this dance thing, and it's charity, don't worry about it. And her mom's like, who's the guy? And she's like, there's no guy, tee-hee. And her mom's like, oh, tee-hee. So anyway, she goes back to Zildania or whatever the fuck it's called, and for like the big Advent thing they do, and they all talk about the boy and everything that's going on and whatnot. And then they do that. They do like whatever they do. We don't see it. It's just, I assume that's what happened because it's like, okay, cool, let's get this going. I got a good speech going. Everyone's like, hooray. And then it's like back at the ranch, the boy's just kind of like chilling, doing ranch stuff. And then like she shows up, and it's like, I'm back. And not only is she back, but like her sister came and her mom came. So it's like, oh, they're going to be together somehow. They'll figure it out. Because that's the end of the movie. And I'm just like, cool, I don't want to think about it. Any of the complications. I just want to be like, awesome, high fives all around. That was great. So that's a Royal Montana Christmas, which was, as I said before, a complete delight, and I highly recommend. If you just want to like chill and have a good time, and I don't know, maybe get a little high first and really enjoy yourself. That's all I got to say about that. Cool. Go ahead, like, share, subscribe, comment, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.